Life without Alexis Sanchez began today. That was our first game since he has left for Manchester United. And I tell you what, against a very solid Chelsea team, we had a very good performance tonight. We've beaten them 2-1. We're going to Wembley. The famous song, as everyone knows. We're so lucky, though. Today was a good performance, but there was a lot of luck involved. I feel like, both goals... How often do you score those kind of goals? Very, very rarely. I mean, Monreal wins the header and it bounces off two Chelsea defenders. I think it was Alonso, then Rudiger, and then the back of the net. It's just so lucky. So if you're a Chelsea fan watching this, I completely understand that you would be angry. But really, if you look at it overall, I would say Arsenal were the better team tonight. And I think that we deserve to be going through to the final. And we're just one game away from winning this elusive trophy that Wenger's never won before. He's never won the League Cup. So, although I'm not a big fan of Wenger right now, and I do feel like we need a change, it would be nice to see him win this trophy before he eventually leaves the club. So that would be a positive. But of course, we still have a game to play, and it could be very tough indeed. There's a few things I want to talk about tonight. I've got a little list of them here. Don't normally do this, but as I was watching the game, there was things that I knew I'd forget, so I've wrote them down. First thing I wrote down was actually Wenger's never won this trophy, so hopefully we're about to change that. Mustafi. Now, we've gone back to a 4 at the back formation recently, which seems to be really good, and that's given Mustafi a very simple job. He's one of two centre-backs. He covers that side. Now, as a back three, I guess you could say you lose some responsibility because there's another two centre-backs alongside you. So I feel like Mustafi, he's very inconsistent as it is, but in the back three, he never looks quite comfortable. I don't know what it is, but I feel like because now he was playing in a back two, he feels like he's got more responsibility, he's more involved, and he's got more pressure. And for some reason... And I still believe that he may just be one of the most inconsistent defenders I've ever seen in an Arsenal shirt. Tonight was the good side of Mustafi. Shaky moments here and there in the first kind of 10 minutes. But after that, he was incredible. And I saw a tweet. Someone tweeted me, he's either Maldini or Titus Bramble. There is quite literally two opposites to Mustafi. And you don't know which Mustafi you're going to get. And tonight, luckily, we got the good one. But... When Mustafi plays well, he really does look like a great defender, and I'm so glad that we do have him. I just hope that we see more of that good side than we do of the bad side, which I feel like, we have been seeing a lot of his bad side over the last year or so. Next thing on the list, Xhaka. Now, contrary to what I was just saying about Mustafi being worse in a 3, I think Granit Xhaka is better in a 3. I think this formation tonight, the 4-3-3 or a 4-2-3-1, regardless, 3 centre midfielders. If you include Ozil as a cam, it's still a centre midfielder, I guess. Xhaka works better in a 3. No questions asked. Now, I'm not just saying that because he scored. And yes, I thought it was a very good goal. Not a pretty goal, but he was there at the right time, at the right place. Really nice little poke home. But he works so much better with 2 other midfielders around him, supporting him. And him and Jack Wilshere, they're getting something good going here. And it's really, really good to see. So I'm hoping Xhaka stays in this 3 in the midfield formation. I feel like it is working to his advantage. And with, maybe it's El Neni, maybe it's Jack, maybe it's Ramsey, whoever it may be, Xhaka is better with more support. He lacks pace. So if you're playing in a 2 midfield formation like we have been with the 3-4-3 or whatever it may be, if there's 2 centre midfielders including Xhaka, because of his lack of pace, he gets found out a lot. He's missing in a lot of counter-attacks. He can't get back in time. He can't track back. And when he does track back, he never does it well enough. He just doesn't. There's been plenty of goals we've conceded this season where if Xhaka did his job, if he marked his man, we may not have conceded. But in this 3 in the midfield formation, I feel like he is so much better suited because he's got cover going back, he's got cover going forward, and he can do what he does best, and that is playmaking. A defensive midfielder, but deep line playmaker. That's what Xhaka is and should be for me. He shouldn't be going too much further than the halfway line when we're pushing on the attack. He hasn't got the pace to counter really quickly. He should be sitting not on the halfway line, okay, that's a little bit of an exaggeration. You'd expect the defenders to be there, but he should not be breaking into the box. He should be sitting back, waiting for any loose balls, pinging them out wide, getting a through ball. Imagine if we do sign Aubameyang and we throw Lacazette up there with Mkhitaryan, Mesut Ozil. That is where Xhaka will shine. He really will, so I want to talk about that. Iwobi. Yeah, Iwobi again tonight showing glimpses of some good consistent play, but also showing many glimpses of why I'm justified in saying this again, that he is not good enough. He's not. He has a brilliant chance late in the second half. Well, not too late in the second half, but a chance to make it 3-1 and kill the game. And, you know, I'll give it to him. He's made the run. He's got in a really good position. But the shot is just poor. It's low. It's not hard enough. Even though he hit it with a lot of power, he didn't connect with it properly maybe, but too easy for the keeper. And, you know, I sat there thinking, Alexis would have scored that, mate. Now, I know I don't really want to talk about Alexis. He's left, we move on. But that's what you have with a player like Alexis. In those positions, you're pretty much guaranteed to score, aren't you? He's going to finish it. Mkhitaryan, I think he would have finished it. Aubameyang would have finished it. I think had Lacazette been in that position, he probably would have scored it. And that's the difference between those types of players and Iwobi. He's not the finished article. He's got plenty of time to improve, but he should not be anywhere near this first team if we do bring in someone like an Aubameyang, a Malcolm, a Lamar, whoever it may be. We might not sign anyone, which would be an absolute disaster. Mkhitaryan is not enough to replace Sanchez, I'm just saying. And Theo's gone. We have to bring in another winger. And I know Aubameyang isn't a winger, but he could effectively play that left wing very, very well indeed. He used to when he was younger. So Iwobi, for me, I'm not going to say he's not good enough for Arsenal full stop. I just think right now, with the form he's showing, he's got the potential to be great, but right now I would not be putting him in that first team. I just don't see it. He's been a little bit better over the last 2 games, but over the last 2-3 months, just not good enough. And I've spoke about it many times. Now, personally for me, man of the match was Jack Wilshere. Nacho Monreal got it, so quick shout out to Monreal. He has been absolutely amazing. I just wish he was 27 again. He's been our best defender this season and arguably our best player. But Jack Wilshere, I mean, just take a second to really think about what's going on here. This is Jack Wilshere, the guy that's been injured pretty much since he was 19, 20 years old, in and out of teams, constantly injured. Constantly. This is, I think, the longest run of form I've seen Jack Wilshere have for many seasons, and it is beautiful to see, and it could not be better timing. We need a creative player in midfield, especially after Alexis has gone, especially if Ozil is going to be going. We need Jack Wilshere more than ever, and it's World Cup year. He has to be in that England squad. If he's fit, he's on that plane. I don't care what anyone says. He is our most creative and our best midfielder we've got in England, in the England setup. I mean, he's comfortably our best centre midfielder. And if that doesn't make him good enough to be in the England team, then so be it. But that's just madness. He's got to be on the plane to Russia, and he should be starting for England if he's fit. I really, really believe that. And I wouldn't be saying that just as an Arsenal fan. I see so many other people saying that Jack Wilshere is a brilliant player and should be playing for England if he's fit. I don't know why he's not even being considered by, I guess it's rival fans. They don't like Jack Wilshere. I'm guessing Tottenham fans despise the guy. You know, I get that. But he is England's best midfielder by a mile. You want Henderson in there? You want Eric Dyer in there? No, you want Jack Wilshere. Someone that's creative and that's going to run with the ball. Now, moving on to Lacazette. I think he's done well today. Once again, I want to bring up the substitution. It's an issue and it needs to be resolved. It's driving me mad. He gets substituted all the time and you can just see it on his face. I can't imagine what it's going to be like if Aubameyang does join and Lacazette and Aubameyang are fighting for the same position, because you've got 2 world-class strikers. And I know I'm getting ahead of myself. We haven't signed Aubameyang yet. Yes, it looks like we're having talks, but nothing's done yet. But he gets so upset when he's subbed off. I can't imagine them fighting for the same position. We're going to have to get them both in the side. But I wish Wenger would stop taking Lacazette off. He needs goals. And do you know when strikers score most goals? Towards the end of the game. Because defenders get tired. It's when they're able to pounce, you know. And bringing Lacazette off, I understand it. Sometimes we might need to bring on someone a bit more defensive. In this case, we brought on Ramsey. Kolasinac came on as well, just to shore up the defence and make sure we don't concede. But with Lacazette up front, you've always got a chance to score. And I feel for him because he does play so well. He's a team player as well. He's not the same player you saw at Lyon. He's not the clinical fox-in-the-box finisher that he was. And he still can be, and he still is sometimes. But he has become one of a three going forward that are interlinking and looking like fantastic players that link up so well together. So I'm hoping that he I hope he gets some consistent 90 minutes in. That's what I hope for anyway. But quick word on Chelsea. They're going to be absolutely fine. I see a lot of tweets from Chelsea fans saying they're just not good enough at the moment. Just give it a bit of time. Get a striker in. I think Morata's been a bit of a flop so far, and obviously Batshuayi's not quite at it. Diego Costa, man, why let him go? I know he probably didn't want to stay, but make him. I know Chelsea can do that. They could throw money at him. It's not like with Alexis where we couldn't do anything. But get a striker in, get back into some good form, and you'll be absolutely fine. Tonight was one of those nights. Nothing went Chelsea's way, so I kind of feel that. But it went Arsenal's way tonight. We're going to Wembley, and I think we will win this trophy. And I think Wenger will be able to step back from Arsenal in 2019, having won every trophy available to him, except from, of course, the Champions League. But who knows? We might win it next year, right? Probably not. But thank you for watching, guys. We're into the final, and I will see you for the next Operation Arsenal at the weekend.